So welcome to the first part, a six-part series called So You Want a Successful Business. And today we are going to be talking about getting to the basics. Like you have a camera, you can take beautiful pictures, and now what, right? What do we do next in order to start this business? So the first thing that I'm going to say is you need marketing material. I have so many people that I work with inside my business mastermind who have beautiful images, but they're not the kind of images that they want. Meaning, they have a lot of couples, or they have a lot of just single kids, or they are taking all these pictures, but they're not in locations that they might necessarily like, or they're not wearing clothes that they want to take pictures of. So if you are a bold photographer, maybe you like those bold colors and like that mustard yellow and stuff. But if, for example, me, I don't like shooting those colors. I like the blues and the pinks and the whites and the creams and sages and all those colors. I like that kind of stuff on the beach. So if my portfolio consists of a lot of things that like I don't want to take pictures of, the first thing that I need to do is create a lot of marketing material. So how do we do this? Well, I like to do modeling calls. And there's a couple different ways that we can do a modeling call. And I'm going to go over all three different ways that you can do it and the pros and cons of each one, okay? So the first one is everything is free, all right? So meaning I'm looking for a family that has 2 to 3 kids in this age group who can wants to have fun, wants to play, or whatever I'm looking for, right? If you are one of those photographers who wants more posed and images, then ask for that. If you're one of those photographers like me who wants to play around on the beach, ask for that. Like whatever you are looking for, you need to ask for that. Okay. And then say like the colors that you want them to be wearing and again, the ages of the kids and everything. So when we ask for that, we need to make sure that whoever is applying can actually be able to show up and wear what we want to wear. So how I make sure this is happening is I am in constant communication with these clients, okay? Meaning I am asking them to send me pictures, asking them about showing them the location, showing them what we're doing, showing them what they can expect, and I am treating them like a normal client. In this sense, like I said, everything is free, so I will be giving them images, usually about 10 images, and like I said, everything is free for them. So that is the first one. When I do this, I don't just post it in a Facebook group, okay? Because you're going to get a lot of people who are just wanting something for free and they don't care about your time. I like to ask my friends or friends of friends. Like I will not, sometimes I'll post it just on my Facebook just because I don't have a ton of friends who follow me on Facebook, or sorry, random people. I have mostly friends that follow me on Facebook. So I will ask there. But a lot of times I will shoot text messages to my friends and ask them like, do you have any friends that you know that fits this criteria and who has these kind of images or not images, these outfits or these kids in this age group. And so usually I will ask friends of friends, especially if it's for free. The second way that you can do this is the session is free, but they have to pay for their images. And this kind of helps out with the money cost just because you're using your time and everything. And this will help you get the clients there, but then you're able to make a little bit of money. Now, again, the pro of this is you can make money. I usually charge per image. So I'll send them a gallery of like 15 images and they'll pick which images they want and they purchase them. Usually I'll give them a deal and you can do it that way. Another way that you can do this instead of paying for their images is they have to pay for certain outfits that you want to take pictures of that you can keep for a client closet, for the start of a client closet. So go on Baltic Born and you find some dresses that you like and you send it to mom and you're like, hey, if you buy this and then this dress for your little girl, then your session is completely free and you get 15 images but I get to keep the dresses. So that's another way you can do this to make a little bit of money. And having a client closet is awesome, especially nowadays, because a lot of people don't want to spend money on that kind of stuff. And when you have a large client closet, people are able to pick and it's just kind of gives you like a little up, I guess. And another reason why people would want to use you because they get to use your beautiful dresses. And a bonus with that is all the outfits are stuff that you want to take pictures of. And you're not going to have any surprises. So that is the second way to do it. The third way is just a discounted session. So let's go ahead and say your sessions are $500, all right? And you get 5 images. A discounted session would be like, you could do half off or, 30% off or whatever that might look like. Again, the benefit of this is the fact that you are getting money for your sessions. The con here, though, is when people are paying money for a session, they're less likely, I have found, to wear what you want, and they'll have a lot more opinions because they are spending money on it. When it's free, the con there is they don't care as much, but they are willing to kind of do what you want because you were giving them a favor. It's kind of like bartering there. So those are the 3 different ways that you can do a model call. I would recommend getting 3 to 4 families that are a mix of what you want to take pictures of. Don't get like the same family in 4 different locations, right? We want to have like a mixture. So get like parents with little ones, parents with kids that are a little bit older. We can get families that have like 3 kids, maybe 1 kid, maybe a pregnant mom, a maternity session. So you want to get like a little variety in there. So that way we have a good amount of marketing material when it comes to starting the business side and starting to like market ourselves out there. You do not need to have this huge portfolio in order to start marketing. No one is going to sit there and look at your Instagram and say like, hey, you took those pictures 5 months ago, now you're posting them again. No one's going to do that to you. So when you have a model material, you can use that whenever you need some marketing stuff. So let's go ahead and throw this out there. Let's say that you did your 4 families and you have great model and marketing content, all right? You start posting some pictures and you start booking a ton, okay? And you get all these, great families and all this stuff that you're able to post on your Instagram, but then it gets like dead a little bit again. You can go back to your original marketing content and post that again, or past clients and post those again. No one is going to sit there and say like, hey, you posted these like 6 months ago and now you're posting them again. Like, ooh, you must not be busy. No one's going to do that to you. So having a good set of marketing material is very important, and you can always go back to that. It's something that I actually continue to do as well. So if I just moved up to Virginia Beach, and I'm actually planning on doing a model call up here because there's so many different locations, and I'm not going to sit there and advertise my stuff from Florida, right? I want to advertise my stuff from Virginia Beach. So when I am going to be doing my model calls, I'm going to be kind of following the same plan here and be able to have all of that stuff on my computer for whenever I need some marketing material to post. The second thing that I'm going to say about getting to the basics is you need to make sure that you are legal. So if you are planning on actually making this a business, you need to make sure that you have like an LLC or a business license of some sort, okay? So is this something that you need to do as soon as you start? I would recommend it just because it was important for me to have like an actual business with my business name and make sure that as I started, everything was just legal and in the way that it's supposed to be. So getting a business license does not need to be difficult. I am not a lawyer. I am not an accountant, so I cannot tell you exactly what kind of license to get. I can tell you that I am an LLC for both my education and my photography. And it was pretty simple to get. I just went online and I Googled and I went to the state website. It does different, it's different per state. So the cost is a little different per state. The rules are a little different per state. So you would actually have to look up your state. Now you can definitely go through an accountant and get it all done through them. It does cost money to do that. I have found that it is easy for me to just do it myself. It's just a little bit of paperwork and I file it myself. I don't need to pay anybody to do it. Now that was in Florida. I'm about to start doing the process here in Virginia because my Florida license is about to expire. So it might be a little different here in Virginia, and I can just let you guys know if it is a little bit more difficult and I had to hire somebody. But I have found in Florida that I was able to do it all myself, and it was super simple. I think the hardest part was finding a photography name. And on that note, when you choose your photography name, I want you guys to really think about when you choose it, not having something that is completely off the wall. I have talked to so many business owners that have chosen something that was not their name or their kid's name or something that was extremely important to them, and they have regretted it. And once you start your business, it is so hard to change your name. Another thing that I want to say about that is really, really consider choosing your name, whether that is your first and middle name, or first and last name, or first, middle, and last name, especially if you have a common name. And the reason for that is because you are your business. So when, as a photographer, if I had like, I don't know, Joe Schmo Photography, and that was my business name, and my name's Ashley, when people come to meet me, they're not going to know who I am. We want to be able to make that connection with our name and our photography business name. So I personally highly, highly recommend using your name in your business or your kids' names. I know plenty of people who use their kids' middle and last name. Again, with that, sometimes people go in and think that the photographer's first name is their kid's name, but that's at least something that you're not going to hate like down the road. You're not going to hate your kids' names, right? So I just want you guys to be very careful with that. Some people have done like, shots photography or shots by me photography, and then they hate it a couple years later, and it's so hard to change it, especially if you start getting like really popular and you are successful in your business. Now, does that mean that every name that's not your name or your kid's name is an awful name? That is not what I'm saying at all. I have just found with a lot of my students, a lot of my friends who are photographers, if they have chosen something other than their name or their kids' names, they end up regretting it. And so just think about that when you're choosing your photography name. It doesn't need to be this creative thing. It doesn't, in order for you to have business, it doesn't need to be that. It could be simple and just your name. And when you get an LLC or a business license, you're able to register that in your state. That being said, once you get your business license, you need to have an EIN number. An EIN number is just like a social security number for your business. It's a way for the government to be able to find your business and be able to tax you, basically. Super easy. You just Google EIN number and you just put in your information and you will get a number almost immediately. And so between the business license and your EIN number, you're able to set up a bank account. And you can go anywhere to set up that bank account. Look at the benefits of having business accounts, look at the minimum balances and stuff. And then you can set up a business account, and then you are completely set up for starting your business. You are set up for success. And I would not recommend mixing your business accounts and your personal accounts. If you have money coming in from your business, do not put that directly into your personal accounts. A few reasons why. One of them we'll talk about next week with your systems and like system managements and what you might need for your business. And another reason is for tax purposes. You just don't want it all mixing. You want to know exactly how much money you are making in your business with expenses taken out and everything. Just because if you don't, then what's the point of like trying to do this, right? And we want to make sure it's successful. And if you have no idea how much money you are making or how much money your business is making with all the expenses taken out and everything, like that's not good. That's not good business practice. So we want to make sure that we have a business account and our personal account completely separate. We want to make sure that we are set up right in order to have a successful business. If you start like just kind of throwing it out there and just taking money and from Venmo or PayPal and stuff, and you're putting in your personal account, once you get to a point where you're like, oh no, I want to be professional now, it gets a little bit harder to be able to do this kind of stuff. Is it possible? No. So if you are at the point where you're like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this, it's fine. Pause, go back and redo some things, but you want to keep this kind of stuff separate and have expense reports and everything, so that way you can see like how much money your business is actually making, especially if you want to try and go full time with this. Okay. All right, y'all. So that was basically the business basics that I had for you guys. Basically the business basics that I had for you guys. So next week we are going to be talking about systems that we need to have in our business in order to make sure everything runs smoothly. I'm so excited to do this 6-part series with you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in my free Facebook group, and I will answer them for you. All right, bye.